A pleasant evening to everyone. Hello to our Facebook and YouTube viewers. Welcome to another session with StackLeague. So, welcome to the StackLeague Recruitday Career Session, Women in Tech. I am Isai and I will be your host for tonight's career session. Before we start, I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions regarding the session, you can type them in the comment section. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to type in the comment section. So, hello, good evening, everyone. You can still invite your friends to join with us tonight in our career session, Women in Tech. So, to formally start, here is a message from the Senior Marketing Manager of Recruitday, Miss Monique Gosing Chan.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us in tonight's event, Career Session Women in Tech, hosted by our partners over at StackLeague. I'm Monica Sintian from Recruitday, your career sidekick. Our mission at Recruitday is to provide Filipinos relevant opportunities, skills, and networks that will support them in advancing their career in tech through jobs, courses, and a series of free events called Community Socials. Tonight, we have with us some talented people working in tech, Maricar, Stephanie, and Ariesa, who are going to talk about what it means as a woman to thrive and succeed in the field. We all know that the future is technology. This is simply a fact. And from the machines we use to paying for our necessities, conversing with people around the world, down to how we regularly consume information, technology is a part of our daily lives now. And while more and more women are making their presence known in the field, statistics still show that the general ratio of men to women in engineering is still at 5 to 1. And this goes beyond big Silicon Valley companies. Research also found that women in this industry are still grossly unrepresented, with women only holding about 25% of all jobs in tech globally. But we can still change the climate if we encourage more women to enter the field. Conversations like this one with Stack League and our speakers tonight will help us understand further what a career path looks like for females in the tech industry. So, our goal tonight is not only to share our own experiences, but more importantly, to help you, our audience, get the most practical insights that you can use to find your own success. So, again, everyone, thank you for your time and attention, and we hope you find our talk tonight empowering and truly valuable for your career journey.
All right. So thank you, Monique, and thank you to Recruit Day team for partnering with us in tonight's career session. So before we dive into tonight's session, we would like to give you an overview of Stack League. Casey Kalunod, our growth associate, will help me with that. Casey?
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Isai. Welcome again to another Stack League or to our first Stack League career session for this year. Again, I am Casey. I will be sharing with you an overview of Stack League. So first, let's. I will. Okay, so the screen is here already. So first and foremost, what is Stack League? Stack League is the Philippines' largest online programming league, and it is our mission here to develop programming leaders that inspire a nation into coding. Now, our the tournament is powered by StackTrack's fully automated online, or sorry, talent analytics and assessment platform. Now, we are already on our second competitive year, and Stack League wouldn't be possible without the support of our partners. We are very fortunate to be supported by these top companies in the industry. We have our silver sponsor, Coding Chiefs, our bronze sponsors, Microsoft, Deltec Systems, Apper.ph, and of course, Recruit Day. We also have our media partners, SparkUp, Apps Gadget, What's Up Pilipinas, Corner Magazine, PH, Androidist, Megabytes, Backend News, Bluing, and Manila Republic. The same goes for our community partners here who help the league reach as many programmers in the country as possible. So these are our community partners. Now, this pioneering programmer league was launched last year, March 16, and we are now gathering over 10,000 tech talents across the country to test their leadership, perseverance, and coding acuity with a promise of nationwide media recognition, lots of prizes, thousands of tech job opportunities, and access to invitation only events such as this one. Now, the league's year round cash prize pool is now at 10 million pesos. And with this one, this is where we will get the prizes that you can win in the duration of the whole competition. Now, one of the highlights in Stack League is the weekly stack race for both individual and team categories. And each week, the top 10 challengers and the top 3 teams are announced all across Stack League social media platforms. And this is to recognize the challengers who stayed on top of the rankings. Now, apart from this, we also have the Stack League featured programmer campaign, wherein the weekly top 10 challengers and the weekly top 3 teams are going to be featured on Stack League's website, and this will also be shared across our social media channels. Stack League will also be hosting numerous tech and career sessions all throughout the year, and aside from this, if you need a little push or some help in leveling up, we also have exclusive trainings available for ranking up to the next challenger levels. Of course, these events and training are all for free. Next is the Stack League Ambassador Program, and this is a year round initiative to reward the Stack League challengers who go beyond the competition and inspire the nation into coding. Now, to tell you more about the Stack League Ambassador Program, here is a short clip for you. There you have it. So that's the Stack League Ambassador Program, and congratulations to Dominic Lopez for for being the ambassador for February. And Dominic Lopez also won the 3,000 cash prize and a Stack League t-shirt. And if you want to be the next Stack League ambassador and win the cash prize and t-shirt, today is the last day for earning your ambassador points for March. Then the next one will be for April already. You can find the full mechanics at our website bit.ly/Stack League Ambassador 2022. Now, for the ranking system and the competition itself, there are five supported programming languages in Stack League. We have JavaScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, and PHP. And this is how the ranking system works. So after you sign up, you start at the bottom with 0 points, and all you need to do is solve as many challenges as you can and earn the corresponding points. And once you have accumulated enough points, you can now get to the next level challenges where more opportunities are unlocked for you to access. There are three challenger levels. We have the bronze level, silver level, and gold level. Now, the new thing about this year is that every time you unlock or the moment you unlock the challenger levels, you will get prizes. So, for unlocking bronze level, you get 100 pesos. For unlocking silver, you get another 100 pesos, and then for unlocking gold you will get 300 pesos. So the total amount that you can get for unlocking all of the challenger levels would be 500 pesos. And of course, we have announced that the SAC League Treasure Chest individual category has been extended, and this will be open now until the end of this year's competitive season. So here, the weekly top 10 challengers will receive 500 pesos cash prize. So you now have many chances to win the treasure chest individuals. And we also have, apart from winning the cash prizes, The top 10 challengers will also be automatically invited to the Stack League playoffs. So we just had our first playoffs monthly qualifier round last Saturday, and the next qualifier round will be on April 30. And Stack League Playoffs is a single elimination tournament featuring all monthly qualifiers, where again, all the weekly top 10 challengers will be invited to the monthly qualifier rounds. Now, to know more about this one, here is another clip for you. There you go. So that's for the Stack League playoffs. If you want to know more, you can read the mechanics at bit.ly/Stack League Playoffs 2022. And that's it for the overview of Stack League. And remember that as a year round tournament, Stack League is looking for the best challengers that can stay up in the ranks and become programming leaders for the long haul. That's all for me. Thank you very much and see you in the league. Back to you, Isai.
Thank you, Casey, for that short introduction about Stack League. So, guys, what are you waiting for? You create your Stack League account now. So, let us not delay any further. For tonight's session, we will be doing a panel discussion with the three women in the tech industry. To start, I would like to introduce to you our three panelists. Our first panelist is a senior full stack software engineer at Manulife IT Delivery Center. Throughout her career as a developer and tech lead, she has been involved in developing full stack web and mobile applications. In the past year, she has been coaching developers on a variety of topics, including software engineering, reliability engineering, and application security at Manulife University. She is passionate about domain driven design and all things authentication. When she's not in front of her laptop, she enjoys music, coffee brewing, and strategy games like XCOM 2 and Civilization. Let us all welcome Miss Maricar Albarando. Our next panelist has more than a decade of professional experience working in the IT industry. She has shared her talents with multinational companies in the field of publishing and food industry. She is currently affiliated with one of the fastest growing fintech startup, PayMongo. She has experience leading a team and as an individual contributor. She's a proud mother of a baby boy, and during her free time, she writes articles about self development, technology, and leadership. Everyone, our second panelist, Miss Stephanie, Joyce, and Sina. And for our third panelist, she's a product manager at StackTrek Enterprise, a data analytics company with branches in Hong Kong, Iloilo, and Manila. She's also a part time instructor at Central Philippine University. During her free time, she loves to travel and see the wonders of the world. A Pokemon fan at heart, she dreams to have her own tech company soon and also believes in the saying that through Christ, nothing is impossible. Our third panelist is Miss Ariesa Ko. Our panel discussion, the moderator of our panel discussion is our very own head of growth at StackTrek, Miss Haifa Karina Baluyos.
Hello everyone! Good evening! Ang gaganda ng mga ano natin, ng mga panelists natin tonight. And hopefully we see that we have a lot of participants. Mention ko na lang, no? A lot of our participants are coming all the way, all around, all across the Philippines. We have folks from Mandaue, Cebu. We even have people from Dagupan. We also have people from Bataan, Antipolo, where else do we? Occidental Mindoro. And we also have Rizal. So we have a lot of people in our audience from all across the Philippines. So let's start. Thank you so much again, Steph, Maricar, and Ariesa for sharing your time with us tonight. And hopefully, a lot of our student participants here, or some of them are also not in tech, but also wants to venture into tech. So hopefully tonight they'll be able to learn from your experience, from your years of experience. What is it like to be a woman in tech? Or and but before we go into that, let's dive into my first question. Can you guys or girls walk us through your day like as a developer, as a product manager currently at your work? Maybe let's start with Maricar. Para lang may idea yung mga audience natin, ay professional na si Miss Maricar. Paano kaya if I graduate, if I'm a student, what would it be like for me once I enter the industry? Ayan, Maricar.
Yep, thank you, Haifa. And it's nice to be here. And good evening as well to our audience. So, as Isha said, I'm a senior full stack software engineer at MIT, Manulife IT Delivery Center. As for my role, I'm a coach at Manulife University. So, Manulife University is actually an instructor led training for employees to help them upskill. So we do have programs not only in software engineering, but also reliability, security, AKS as well. And we do teach them modern technologies like Marine Stack, event-driven architecture, stuff like that. So when we don't have any trainings, we also do POTs, like proof of technology. So these involves research and development as well. So testing the technology if it helps us develop a solution to a certain problem. So medyo training or hindi naman aral and then aral ulit and then continue dev. That's for my role.
Mm-mm. And the development part is more on building proof of concepts, no? So if there is an
Yes.
idea or a solution that you try to build and then show it to your customers or internal customers ba right now for for Manulife, tama ba?
For my team, yes, internal customers.
Okay. For everyone's reference din pala, Manulife, if many of you, usual stereotype kasi Maricar, no? Yung pag Manulife, you would
Yeah.
think, oh, it's an insurance company. So right now, everyone, just to let you know, Manulife has an IT division. It's a Manulife IT Delivery Center Asia, which is where Maricar is from. And what they do is they build digital solutions to provide better service to Manulife customers across Asia. So Manulife is big and they have an IT department or an IT arm talaga that is meant or that is really focused on building those solutions to provide better customer service to their customers across Asia. So that one hindi lang
Yeah.
insurance company, si Manulife, and
I
they're
understand
huge
that.
here in
Yes,
the
because
Philippines.
back then I also thought it was just an insurance company, and then when I
Most of us.
look into them, I was shocked. Like, wow, this really is that company. So yeah.
Yes, ayun. Sige. Let's move. Thank you so much for that, Maricar. And next up, Steph, maybe you can share with us. By the way, just informal introduction. I met Steph when I was still an intern, so she was one of my seniors already back, especially today. So she's one of the really good ones, and people look up to her in terms of skills because she also shares her knowledge in the tech community as well. So, Steph, maybe you can share with us how it's like in your day at work?
Hello, good evening, everyone, and to everyone who's watching. So I'm Stephanie Hensina. You can call me Steph in short. So currently, I'm working with Paymongo. It's one of the fastest growing startup here in the Philippines. It's a fintech company, finance technology company. So most of our products are related to finance or bridging the gap to help our merchants and to have a payment system. So for me, I'm a senior developer here in Paymongo, and mostly I'm currently affiliated with merchant management. So, for example, it's more on internal customers, ganyan. And then we help them in having the compliance, dealing with the compliance. So every day, it's like we have stand up. wherein we discuss the tickets of the day, what we've agreed with our product owner. And then luckily, since my company is more of remote first, so actually I haven't been to our office yet. So we work at home and we discuss everything online, and our the IT department believes that it's more well, less meeting, more on development, so we have more time to focus, because that's what really a developer needs, more time to focus in coding. So yeah, and yeah, that's it for me.
Sige. So if I understand it right, Steph, more on building solutions related to merchant management. Tama ba? Like the
Yes.
integration parts.
Mm.
Tama?
Yep.
Yep. And also, I'd like to mention na lang din, so as what Steph mentioned, PayMongo is one of the fastest growing startup here in the Philippines. They're in partnership with, I think these are one of the partners that is working with. So they partner with Visa, MasterCard, GCash, PayMaya, BPI, Coins.ph, Cebuana Lulier, and many more. So if you're very familiar with that, you like to do shopping online on Lazada, you use Grab, you use whatever it is that you purchase online. So Steph is one of the developers who build platforms that would support those transactions. Ayan, thank you so much for sharing with us what you do, Steph. And lastly, we have Ariesa. Ariesa?
Hello everyone. Could you guys hear me?
Yep, clearly.
Okay, sige. So, hello. So, I'm Ariesa. Currently, I'm a product manager at StackTrack Enterprise Incorporated. So, StackLeague is powered by StackTrack. So, we have other products as well in StackTrack. So, we have education, because we believe that bridging the gap of the industry and education is really, really important. That's one of the mission of StackTrack. So, a day in my life, one word siguro, very, very challenging. So, minsan nga, I've read one of a book before, or article, na sabi nga nila, being a product manager is like being a fireman, parang ganon. So, kung saan doon may parang bumabaga na, na fire, dun ka. So, well, that's a day in my life. So, minsan, pwede ka ding mag-QA, minsan pwede ka ding maging manager. So, parang kang, siguro dapat you need to be very flexible. But going into this career, you will actually enhance everything. So a lot of aspects na before, like for example on my end, when I was still I started as a developer kasi. So that's the first career path na I started. So more on, I'm just actually into just building stuff, nothing more. Okay, so when I got into this career, so I actually work with Haifa. So kailangan na maging parang more on marketing. Then you see the side of the marketing, dapat the business, not just building the certain feature just to finish your task. So before, that's really my mindset. So well, the industry is a very, very wide, so you can take any path that you as you like.
Ayan, thank you so much for that, Ariasa. So, for our audience here, as you can see, very diverse yung panelists natin for tonight. So, we have si Maricar, who does coaching. So, that's one of the coaching or training. That's one of the paths that you can take. Actually, nga isang role can have multiple responsibilities. You have different hats. So she also builds products. So that's the developer side. Actually, all of our three panelists here tonight are all developers. So they have to build products. These girls code. So we also have here Steph, who also builds product heavily more on ano din to, relationship building din to, because she also manages relationships with partners apart from building the platform. And we also have Ariesa, that's one of the tracks that you can pursue, which is more on product development. She also codes, but part of it, kailangan niya din minsan mag-marketing, marketing hat, or kailangan din mag-QA hat. So as you can see, if you are a graduating students right now, isipin nyo, uy, ang dami palang pwedeng gawin sa tech. Hindi lang mag-code. There are a lot of opportunities for you. And also, it's good to mention na kung ano yung opportunities right now, in 5 years, nag-iiba-iba din yung mga opportunities. Before, you can just take one software engineering track. Ngayon, there are so many opportunities that you can explore. Ayun. So now that our panelists were able to share what it's like in their days, can you guys, one question lang, what's your favorite part of being an IT person today? So sa lahat ng mga ginagawa niyo, ano yung pinaka-favorite niyo? Maybe let's start this time with Ariesa.
Okay. Siguro favorite part if I could see our work, our team's work in a success. So parang there are a lot of users who are actually asking questions about the product. So meaning they're really using it. So parang customer satisfaction din on my end. So that's really my favorite part.
Customer satisfaction. I agree. So the fulfillment na lahat ng binild mo, lahat ng hirap mo, pawis, minsan maiiyak ka pa dahil sa mga firefighting situations mo, and then people get to use them. So that's really
Yes.
more on the fulfillment. Ayun. How about you, Steph?
For me, siguro in a point of view developer, kapag pumasa sa QA ng walang bug, yun yung pinakamasaya. Ibig sabihin, yes, sundan ko
Tapos,
lahat ng mga requirements, tsaka walang issues. So, I guess that's one of what makes me happy in a day.
agree. That fulfillment. And sometimes din, pag natapos mo, parang feeling mo ang genius mo, no? Ang galing ko. Yan, Maricar, on your end.
Sa akin naman, medyo hindi, lalayo sa point of view ng developer, more of a coach. Sa akin, tutuwa ako kapag natututo yung tinuturuan ko. At the same time, natututo din ako. Parang iba yung nai-impart na values na okay, parang may bagong learning tayo. Hindi natapos ang learning kasi lalo na kapag nasa tech industry ka, di ba? So you have to be flexible and adaptable talaga. So yun yung
Yes,
for me.
and I'll have to highlight what Maricar mentioned na in tech, it changes a lot, it evolves a lot. So even if Maricar already does the teaching, she mentioned, diba, na she also learns from the mentees that she mentors. And with that one, continues din yung learning. So always keep that one in mind, especially if you're about to enter the industry. Kung ano yung natutunan niya sa school, those are the foundation. But once you enter the industry, kung ano yung the things that you are trained on your first year, kailangan nyo mag-refresh every single time. Kasi yung mga tools na available today, biglang nawala na yan in 6 months or in 2 years. Sometimes nga 3 months nawala na siya bigla. So you always have to keep yourself updated. Okay, sige. So with this one, now that you're able to share with us what you are currently doing at work, can you share with us naman, how did you get into IT pala? I mean, what's your story na paano kayo napunta sa IT industry? Maybe let's start with Steph.
For me, I guess, bata pa ako. We started na yung mom ko bumibili ng mga educational materials, mga CD, ganyan.
CD,
Tapos we used to play computer games. Ayan. So, doon nag-start na mag-broaden up yung perspective ko sa computer. And then, I think in yung college, nag-enjoy ako sa online RPG called Ragnarok. So, parang, paano kaya kung may, gawa akong sarili kong game, ganyan. So,
Games.
that's how I started na to go to IT na someday, maybe makagawa din ako ng games and then people will also enjoy it. Ayan.
Ayun, relate. Yung una ding naiisip, when you like to enjoy playing games, first thing that you want to do is, paano kaya gumawa ng next na game? Kaya napunta sa IT, kaya napunta sa computer science. How about others? Maricar?
Sa akin naman, this may be a little bit more traditional in a sense kasi nung high school may subject kami na Visual Basic, programming as well as web dev na subjects. Tapos, siguro ma-reveal yung age ko, pero yung sa Friendster, yung magka-customize ng page through CSS. So
CSS.
parang natuwa ako. Yeah. So parang, uy, ito na pala yung update ko lang pala siya. So that's why I decided to take computer science back then in college. Yun. Naturally, since CS na, I pursued an IT career after.
Marami din dyan nag-start sa Friendster. Parang natuwa sila mag-code sa Friendster, sa CSS yun. Pumunta ng computer science, nag-IT. Thank you for that, Marika. Ariasa, on your end, how did you start?
Sa akin, on my end, I think same with Steph. So, before, talaga ako, nagko-computer games. So, until now naman, console game. So, kasi, I'm just an only child. So, wala kang kalaro. So, usually, nagko-computer ako before. So, yun. Nag-isip din na gumawa ng game. Then, pursued a career in IT. Tapos, before, when I was still in high school, same din, when I was still in high school, there was a subject, web dev. Parang, hindi naman siya parang super web dev. Parang HTML lang naman. Then, with CSS, ganon. So, on my free time din, doon ako tumatambay sa computer lab namin. So, parang yun yung way ko na nag-pursue ng career in tech. So, I'm an IT graduate. Then, meron kaming before parang specialized track. So, pwede kang maging networking, etc., database. So, for me, on my end, I pursue software development track.
Ayun. So, maybe we have audience here. We have people watching na medyo similar din yung naging track. If you are already an IT professional today, feel free to share with us. How did you guys start? Maybe similar kayo kay Steph and Ariesa na more on gamer sila when they start. Before sila nag-take ng IT, or similar din kay Marika and Ariesa na mayroong subject in high school, or sometimes ngayon, I think grade school, meron na din silang programming classes na din. Share with us on the chat because we would like to know sino from our audience are also having the same, or also had the same experience. Ayun. Now for our next question. Today, I think mga ilang years na siguro you guys had seen when you entered the industry, it was different from what it is today now. So can you share with us, what do you think yung nag-change sa industry since you joined? Yung mga specific observations ninyo. Maybe let's start with Steph.
For me, ang napansin ko, mabilis talagang mag-change yung technology. So, for example, yung nag-start ako sa web development, parang ang sikat na sikat yung Angular. Tapos ngayon, hindi na siya sinusupport, di ba? Parang yung React na yung uso ngayon. So, parang dapat di ka pala maging attached sa mga frameworks, ganyan. So, you also need to keep updated na not really kung ano yung uso, but what works best for the company or the project that you'll be working on.
Ayun. So, don't get attached to frameworks and technology, everyone. So, you really have to, to keep yourself updated. Ayun, Ariasa, would you like to add anything from what Steph said?
Siguro I agree. So before when I started, yung uso nun or yung trend, parang PHP yata. So yung thesis namin naka-PHP. When I got into internship, PHP lahat, parang ganun. So now parang, PHP is still in use naman. Pero I agree na React na talaga, Vue, parang ganun. Then apart from those observations, right now, since nag-pandemic, the world opened. So, yung mga ibang companies na before, hindi sila nag-a-accept ng remote work. Ngayon, parang open na sila dun sa remote work. So, that's really one of the observation na ko with the span of the years that I've been working. Kasi before, companies believe na parang, parang face-to-face is better than work from home. So, then nag-pandemic, then they realized na, okay naman pala. So, parang ganun. Then, more opportunities from people na hindi nasa metro. So, for me, I'm in Visayas. So, maraming opportunities na for the people na hindi na kailangan pumunta sa metro. So, yun.
Yun. Also, parang Steph lang din, no, na hindi pa nakapunta ng office nila ever since she
Oo.
started. Ayun. And also, I have to agree din na parang right now, sige, to add na lang to what Ariesa said, na right now, more open na yung mga companies into working from home. Meron na ding shift in terms of career. So, this one, I've been talking to the tech folks din na right now kasi parang in Metro Manila, nung nag-pandemic, parang kumonti talaga yung tao sa Metro Manila. The reason why, nagsiuwian na yung mga tao sa mga provinces nila. So that's one. Ngayon na nagsa-start na yung trend, maybe you read it in the news din na companies are trying to bring people back. Na-start na sila bumalik ng office. Ngayon, people are moving or choosing different career paths na pag naghahanap sila ng job opportunities right now, work from home ba yan? Kailangan ba yan, ano? Kasi pag pupunta sa office, ay, ayoko niyan, doon na lang ako sa work from home. So, yun yan, nag-change na yung mga priorities ng mga tao. So, those are the observations, at least in the last 3 months, ha? Ayun, Maricar, anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, siguro, back then, I thought as an engineer then na kapag nag-OT ka, parang ikaw yung masipag, you're a good engineer, ganyan. Pero right now, parang naging aware na yung mga tao as well as yung mga organizations to promote work-life balance. Parang yun yung isa sa tingin kong naging good na improvement sa industry ngayon.
Work-life balance. Ayun. Sige, let's get some questions from our audience here now. So we have one question from Pick Abu. Interesting name. What tips or advice would you give to the students to be like you? Ayun. So we have students here na gustong nag-follow ng career path ninyo. Ano yung mga tips ninyo sa kanila? Sige, let's start with Ariesa.
Hello. So siguro tips, at first, wag kang parang hesitant to try a certain path. Then if that doesn't work well dun sa path na pinili mo, you could still venture naman until such time that makikita mo yung very parang comfortable path ka or you think that path really suits you. So, kasi minsan if the first pass na nakuha mo, parang hindi ka satisfied or parang maraming hindrances, ganun. Parang nawawalan ka ng pag-asa, so parang ganun. So, maybe that's not the right path sa'yo. You could move to other paths kasi that's what the tech industry is parang yung advantage ng tech industry. You have many paths na pwedeng i-take. So, limitless siya. So, you could take other paths and until such time that makikita mo yung right one sa'yo. Then, moving forward, as what Steph kanina said, na hindi siya yung industry natin, hindi siya parang stagnant. You need to learn, and learn. So, yun.
Ayun, thanks for that, Arya. So, Steph, anything else that you'd like to add? Tips para sa mga students to be like you?
I guess, kung if I put myself nung estudyante pa ako, parang pag titingnan ko, parang ang limited lang ng alam ko. Kunyari, alam ko, graduate ako computer science, dapat programmer ako, ganyan. Pero yun nga, sabi nga ni Ariesa, maraming path na pwede. So, pwede mong itry maging product owner or QA, ganyan. And hindi mo naman kailangan mag-stick doon. So, even if, kunyari sa company na napasukan mo, if that doesn't work for you, pwede ka rin mag-move to a different company na mas magsusuit doon sa career goals na gusto mong ma-achieve. So, keep on moving hanggang makita mo kung ano yung gusto mong maating. Lalim.
Ayun, yung gusto mong ma-attain, so keep on moving then. Okay, Maricar, on your end.
I actually echo yung sinabi ng Steph sa kanila earlier, no? Embrace change, embrace yung challenge. Parang huwag kayo matatakot if unknown yung pupuntahan ninyo. Kasi yung mga tao naman sa tech sector, sobrang helpful naman yan. And hindi naman lahat is alam nila agad. So it's continuous learning pa din. And siguro dadagdag ko din, find your network. or even better, find a mentor, lalo kung bago ka sa industry. Makakatulong talaga sila, lalo na kung naliligaw ka, kung hindi mo alam kung saan ka, ano yung right path, ano yung correct path. So sila yung tutulong sa inyo. Ayan lang.
Ayun. I'd like to highlight what Maricard said about network. Ayun. If there's anything I learned in my career, so I'm a computer science student and right now I'm doing a bunch of stuff na then I entered into product development na, project development, I did iOS development, and today I am more focused on the growth naman. So as you can see, there are so many roles na pwede nyong i-pursue. If one role, feeling mo, maybe some of the developers, they would find it, ay parang boring na yung ginagawa ko right now for this specific technology. Gusto ko naman gumawa ng iba. So a lot of the people, let's say in the last few years, I've met is that they used to do web, tapos parang nag-enjoy sila gumawa ng mobile development right now, which is, they can naman. Ayun. And what Maricar mentioned about network is that's one of the really valuable part na that will give you more of the courage na mag-move to other paths kasi you have someone to talk to or at least consult with na, uy, parang gusto kong pumunta dito sa path na to. Ano yung mga kailangan kong gawin? Or meron bang mga barriers? Or how can I accelerate yung growth ko or to enter in that specific path? So yan, you find mentors because they will really help you. And okay. So find mentors, expand your network. Ngayon, the next question is, paano ba ako maghahanap ng network? Yun yung question. So right now, one of the really good tip that we can share with you is that today there are a lot of tech communities here in the Philippines. So kung ano yung specific na path na interested kayo, for example, you'd like to learn Python, na may mga data science din na you want to pursue. So there are groups for that one. If meron din, let's say, specific for React.js, you can join their groups. Meron silang mga events that they do. So try, as what Ariasa mentioned din, na parang don't be hesitant to try new things. So if you usually join these events as a participant, so usually pag participant ka, di ba, nakikinig ka. That way, hindi mo talaga may expand yung network mo if you'll just be a listener. So ano yung pwede mong gawin? You try to reach out to the organizers and try to add value. Maybe you can volunteer sa kanila. Uy, pwede ako tumulong maging, ano ba yung whatever skills that you have right now. Maybe you can help out in promotions. Maybe you can help out na if may mga specific topics na you can share. Kasi they're also open naman. There are things na you're very good at na others can learn from you. Then you can share those things. That way, the people that are organizers of these communities, mga speakers doon, those are the people that you can mentor with and that you can network with. And you'll never know, magiging mentor mo sila or pwede nga may mga mentees ka na mahahanap din doon. So the other people can also learn from you. Ayun. Any other anything that you guys want to add specific to networking, Ariasa and Steph?
On my end, yes, I totally agree talaga. You could join tech communities talaga. Aside from growing the network, you're also helping our own industry. So, yun.
Ayun. Steph?
Tsaka parang it's a way to try it out without really committing ng buong puso na dito na ako. Kasi pag lumilipat ka ng career, parang big move yun, di ba? So, yung mga ganyang steps, parang mafe-feel mo na, okay, pwede nga ako dito.
Ayun. Sige, we have one question pala from Alicia. Tips naman po sa self-study. Ayun, ano yung mga tips ninyo? I think this one would be for those din na mga tech career shifters. Let's say, hindi talaga IT, hindi talaga sila IT, hindi sila CS, but they want to enter into tech. Ano yung mga tips ninyo sa kanila? Siguro, Steph?
Yep. So, not sure kung kunyari gusto mong lumipat sa developer track or depende kasi kung anong track yung gusto mong puntahan. But for example, sa developer track yung trip mo, you could try creating, yung i-imitate mo lang. Kunyari, for example, yung mga messenger. Try mo kung paano ba siya gumagawa. So, you try those different technologies. And then, kahit hindi siya kasing ganda ng messenger, pero yung gist ng magagamit mo yun. Tapos at the same time, for example, sa mga interviews, pwede mo nga i-mention na nakagawa ka ng ganong, kunyari, messenger, ganyan. So, it helps sa pag-self-study. And sa YouTube, actually, marami ng resources doon. Ang daming mga nagtuturo ng different technologies that you could use, pati mga system designs. And it will help in yung parang building your knowledge on how the professionals do it as well.
Ayun. Sige. Next, Maricar.
Yeah, I totally agree with Steph. Create a side project kung anong technology na gusto mong aralin, implement mo siya. And then siguro magbasa ka ng mga open source na projects out there para malaman mo kung ano yung best practices when it comes to implementing, no? And there are so many resources, online resources for programming, like for example, Pluralsight, Newton Learning, yung mga free na resources. And siguro dagdag ko, I know medyo nasabi ko na, but find a mentor, lalong-lalo na sa mga career shifters. May mga friends kasi ako na career shifters, tapos ako rin yung nag-mentor sa kanila. And nakakatuwa na parang huwag kayong matakot na mag-apply. Kasi parang may napatunayan na kayo eh. Kasi napatunayan nyo na kaya nyo without any formal education. So parang yun yung first na hinahanap ko rin sa isang engineers, diba? Yung self-learner. Ayun.
Mm-hmm. Ayan. And finally, Ariasa, anything that you'd like to add?
Siguro ano na lang, commitment din. If you really want to shift your career, you really need to have that perseverance na yun talaga yung gusto mong mangyari. We actually have in StackTrack before, we have this boot camp. So parang mechanical engineer siya, then he attended the boot camp because he wanted to be a software engineer. So committed talaga siya in terms of passing the assignment, the activities, ganon. So yes, so one word talaga, commitment. If you really want that, then go.
Ayun, thank you so much for that, ladies. Now we move on dun naman sa pagiging women natin in tech. So we have one question here from our audience from Luis Barry. Why do you think there are fewer women taking tech and engineering courses in college? Ano yung insights niyo doon? Based, let's say, sa friends or sa mga colleagues ninyo, or maybe back in high school when you had these conversations before with your fellow high school classmates. Ayan. Maybe, Maricar, let's start with you.
Yeah, good question. No? I think may misconception na for tech sector kailangan coding lang. As you mentioned earlier, marami tayong areas. Meron tayong product development, meron tayong SEO, which I think hindi ko rin alam nung nag-college ako. So parang dapat ngayon, parang bigyan natin yung ganun knowledge yung mga students natin bata pa lang para maingganyo sila. No? And at the same time, feeling ko underrepresented din talaga yung women in technology. Kasi kung ako, nakita ko yung mga programmers, nakita ko puro lalaki sila. Parang feeling ko I don't belong. So, ba't ako mag-aaral ng ganun? So, I think yun din yung isa sa bias na kailangan nating baguhin, no?
Ayun, sige. Thanks for that, Maricar. Steph, on your end.
Yeah, I agree with Maricar. Naalala ko tuloy yung sa conference na pinuntahan ko. Parang sobrang daming lalaki, tapos konti lang yung mga girls. Parang, ano kaya mga nangyari sa mga girls in, di ba, in na engineering? So, I guess it's also advocacy then for other women na I think pag tinutulungan mo yung other women na sa role nila or sa pagiging, kunyari, sa programmer. So, hindi yung parang crab mentality. You push women forward.
Ayun. So, more on women also helping other women. Okay. Sige, Ariasa.
So siguro on my end kasi when parang stereotype siya when you try to, for example, magse-search ka sa Google, doon type mo toys, give ideas, toys for little boys. So usually 'di ba mga robots, mga liliit na mga machines, etc. Pero kapag girls, usually mga bahay-bahayan, mga luto-lutuan, ganon. So siguro bata pa lang namomold na yung mindset natin na, ay, okay, yung mga tech, parang for boys yan, techie side. Then yung mga for girls, yung mga luto-lutuan, mga pang et cetera. So, I think dun kasi nagsimula. Then, for me naman, first day in college ko actually, parang na-intimidate din ako kasi yung mga classmates ko are mostly men. Tapos, hindi pa yan parang typical, parang lalaki nila. So, parang sabi mo, baka isang ano lang ako, isang pitik lang ako. So, yun, I think, dun, for me, on my end, I think it started kasi nung bata ka, yun yung mga pinapalaro sa'yo, yun mga choices, etc. Kasi bata ka, wala ka namang, parang wala kang say. So, yun, that's on my end.
Sige. So related to that one, more on it's really we admit and we see talaga na it still continues to be a male dominated industry, and you guys mentioned nga na parang the stereotype really started when we were still small. Ngayon, there is one relevant question here naman from Kina Aleloho. What advice can you give to young girls who are afraid to enter the tech industry because they think that it's a male-dominated industry? Ayun. So, dito na tayo sa part na, okay, we know that this is the stereotype. Ano yung pwede natin gawin? Ano yung advice ninyo? Si Maricar?
Yeah, sa akin, sa tingin ko, parang okay lang na, and for sure, sa industry na yan, sa company na papasukan mo, may mga leaders din dyan na female leaders, just like in my organization. And parang nakaka-inspire din na parang nabibreak kasi yung self-limiting doubts na, ay, hindi mo kaya yan kasi babae ka. Wala kang leadership capabilities. Wala kang confidence para i-take yung challenge na yan. So parang feeling ko, kausapin mo yung mga babae, kausapin mo rin yung mga allies natin dyan. I know marami yan. So para for sure, i-up ka nila, hindi ka nila ito-down. So huwag kang matakot. Huwag kang matakot sa unknowns. Ganun.
Ayun, don't be afraid of the unknowns. Ayun. Steph, on your end.
I think for me, start them young. So parang yung
Start them
way
young.
na kwento na yung meron kang computer subjects nung bata, ganyan. Tapos, so, you start to do programming, web development, mga ganyan. So, it gives an idea dun sa young girls na it's not really about the gender. It's more of the skill that you learn na yun yung dadalhin mo pag pumasok ka na sa industry.
It's a skill that you learn the moment you enter the industry. Ayan, finally, Ariasa, ano yung advice na ibibigay mo sa ating young girls?
Siguro advice for me, kasi before in college talaga, there was one prof na sabi niya, first day of school namin, sabi niya, if you're a girl dwelling in a man's course like IT and you don't have the guts, parang ganon, to be on top, parang shift ka na lang, parang ganon siya. So, on that day, moving forward, sabi ko, no, I'll prove this prof wrong, na parang if I'm a girl dwelling in a man's course like IT, kaya ko to, parang ganon siya. So, there are also actually other aspects that women in tech could do na medyo hindi siya ganun with male. Like, for example, women are more detail-oriented. So, it will actually help hone the product kasi detail-oriented yung women. Kaya, for me, on my end, I really support women in tech because I know na if maraming point of view, mas magiging maganda yung output natin. So, yun.
Ayun. And related to that one, no? So these were the stereotypes when we were young, and then that somehow shaped kung ano yung thinking ng mga young girls din natin. And yung advice nga natin is really, yun, yung advocacy. That we help other women, show them, start them young. Ngayon, we move back, actually, we move to our current state na it's still a male-dominated industry. We have one question from Cora Mercado. How do you deal with biases in the tech industry? Ayun. So, if that's yung para sa mga girls yan, balik tayo dito sa current. Yan, let's start. Steph.
I guess for me, maswerte ako na I had a women manager dun sa, well, up till now, meron na yung manager ko is a woman. So, parang I feel na being supported, ganyan, yung someone that helps you, tsaka yung nakakausap mo kasi pag women, iba. Ayun. So, in a way, that helps. And I think na-open mo rin yung mga discussions, yung open discussion about the biases na, for example, minsan sa mga hiring, ganyan, merong mga gender bias, mga unconscious bias. So, I think talking about it na openly to the team members or to everyone, parang nag-open up na, ay, okay, ganito pala, ano na pala yung gender bias na pala siya. So it helps in promoting na tanggalin natin yung bias as much as possible.
Ayun. As women in tech, we also have the power to also change the bias. Na parang we can do something about it as women in the industry ourselves. Ayun. We also have Maricar on your end. How do you deal with biases in the tech industry?
Yeah, I think itong concern na to is malaking issue and feeling ko dapat rooted din siya sa culture ng organization. Dapat yung diversity and inclusion, dapat nasa core values yan ng organization. Kasi yun yung mag-guide basically ng companies and decisions and sa, ano, sa people, di ba? So parang maswerte ako na parang sa organization ko, we do awareness and training programs for diversity and inclusion. And as well as yung mga coworkers ko, parang open sila to talk about it, to do the right thing. So I think isa sa yun sa ano sa mas makakapag-boost ng makakapagtanggal ng bias in a parang greater field, no.
Ayun. Thanks for that, Maricar. So what Maricar highlighted nga, it's also in the organization din, no? It's also in the culture din. So if you are in any organization who can also influence the inclusion advocacy and those kinds of initiatives, then you can make a difference in dealing with these biases yourself. So whether you're a man or a woman, pero if you can also influence this, then that would really make it a really good initiative, not just for the people today, but also for the kids in our next generations, our younger siblings or mga pamangkins. Yun, you're building a better world for them too. Yan, Ariesa, on your end.
On my end naman, siguro, fortunate din ako na with my previous companies na ano din, na napasukan, wala namang gender bias in terms of promotion, parang ganun. Kasi minsan, like masasabi nila for promotion, they will only choose men to be promoted. So, for me naman, fortunate naman ako na wala. Then, I also bumped into this Women Developer Academy. It's an initiative from Google. So, maganda siya kasi yung ano niya, yung gist niya is to help women developers or women in tech do public speaking. So, by public speaking kasi, you're sharing and representing women in tech. So, yun. So, if marami tayong magiging public speakers na women, so I think that's one way also to help the gender bias in the industry.
Ayun, that's a really good initiative, no? So we're always looking for, especially sa mga conferences, ito yung kwento nga ni Steph kanina, you go to a conference and then mostly people there are men. So as much as possible, it's really good if we also have women na mga speakers or mga role models that people or women or especially young ones could see as role models as well. Ayun, we have questions here specific for one of our panelists. So we have one question from Michael De La Cruz. This is for Maricar. Do you follow your passion or follow where you are good at? This is a really good question. Sige.
Yeah, that's you're making it hard for me, Michael. That's a really good one. Kidding. So for me, personal opinion, I would say follow where you're good at. Because it doesn't mean that you're passionate about something, you have to make a career out of it. So parang depende siguro. Pero ang best case scenario dito is yung passion mo and it's somewhere na you're good at, no? Pero for me personally, mas piliin ko kung saan ako magaling.
Yep. So, kung saan ka magaling. And also, this is one, I think we also have one career session before na yung similar sa what Maricar mentioned na pick a career where you see dun yung strengths mo. So, start from there because that's where you can add value. And then when there are other, let's say, skills that you want to learn, and you can learn from them. Pero always start with where you are good at kasi dun ka nakaka-add ng value agad. Ayun. So we also have
Just to
one
add
question.
then, I'm
Ah,
sorry.
yes, good. Go ahead,
Yeah, just to
Maricar.
add then. Sometimes kasi nagiging passionate tayo sa bagay na nag-excel tayo. So parang ano siya, synonymous siya. So try niyo
Synonymous.
muna nga, tama yung sinabi ni Hyper na doon muna kayo sa strength niyo.
Yeah. So you become passionate at what you are good at. Yun, that's from Maricar. This one naman, we have one question specific for Steph. How do you balance motherhood and working in the industry?
Yep. It's hard. It's difficult actually. Being, kasi baby pa yung baby ko. So, sabi nga nila, di ba, it takes a village to raise a child. So, I think what I did back then was to look for flexible work. So, that is yung pay monggo. So, talagang work from home kami, ganyan. So that I could work around the schedule and taking care of my child. At the same time, meron din kasing, di ba pag mother ka, parang may mga certain households na expected na yung mga household chores, lahat sa'yo, ganyan, tsaka yung pagpapalaki sa bata, lahat sa'yo. So, it's important to have this discussion na with your husband, with your partner, na how do you divide the responsibilities na sa pagpapalaki ng bata at the same time with the household chores para, you could still do what you love. You could still do your work and also take care of the family.
Ayun. Thank you so much for that. So if we also have here professionals joining who are also mothers, so that's how Steph is dealing with it. And also if you can share your thoughts, then also maybe if you're like Steph, na also a mother but also in the industry, maybe you can also share with us tips then. Ayun. So what we're at the end of our session na pala. I hope you guys are learning a lot from our panelists. I enjoyed learning from them myself. But we have one question here na hindi lang naman siya specific for women, but it's also for everyone. But also I think this is because pandemic and sometimes biglaan, sobrang dami agad ng work dahil nagka-pandemic compared nung before. So there's a difference. Now I'd like to share ano yung question ni Patricia, Jo, and Jose. How do you deal with burnout at work if you've experienced it? Ayun. So maybe let's start with Ariesa.
Hello. So on my end, burnout at work. Siguro ginagawa ko yung mga hobbies ko. So para kasi
Hobbies.
if you're really burn out na, you cannot think straight na, and yung maaano mo, parang yung output mo will not be as quality as it is siya. So basically ginagawa ko yung hobbies ko, then if the alert level permits, no? Sometimes I eat outside, do some groceries, so parang ganun, parang maiba naman yung ano mo, yung focus mo if talagang nababurn out ka na. So I think that's all on my end.
Ayun. Thank you for that, Ariesa. Maricar?
Yep, sa akin naman siguro mas importante din minsan na investigate natin kung ano ba yung root cause ng burnout na yun. Is it job mismatch? Wala ka ba masyadong engagement sa work? Hindi ba balance yung work-life mo? Kasi one could say na, sige, take a vacation. Pero pagbalik mo, andun pa rin yung burnout kung totoong burnout ka. Siguro I think for me, talk to your supervisor, talk to your coworkers. Kung ano ba yung pwede natin gawin para maiwasan yung burnout.
Ayun, sige. So, para maiwasan yung burnout, identify ano yung root cause for it. So, very scientific talaga si Mark mag-isip. Ayun. We also have Steph. Ayun, Steph, how do you deal with burnout at work?
Siguro to add lang to what everyone said, for that day, maybe take mini breaks. So, important din yung ma-refresh yung mind mo on that day. Maybe take kahit water break lang or short walk outside para mag-iba lang yung environment. I think that also helps for your day.
Ayun. So, take mini breaks, everyone. Ayun, this has been a very valuable session, especially for me. And I hope it is very valuable then for people watching. So, let's say you yourself, you're looking for a tech career. What's this? You're an hindi pala IT professionals. You are currently a CS or an IT graduating student or high school student ka and you're interested to go into tech, or also if you are a career shifter na gusto mo pumasok sa tech industry, we hope this has been a valuable session for you. And if you after this session you have questions, feel free to type them in the comment. Our panelists can still see the sessions naman and they can respond to you when they are available. Sige, and with that one, any final advice or words for our audience? Um, Maybe let's start with Ariesa. Any final words for our audience here, especially for those who want to really enter into tech? Ano yung mga general advice ninyo for them? Ariesa?
So, ako, expect na you will be still learning. Kasi yung minsan ako, personally, when I was still a student, sabi ko, when I get to work, hindi na ako magsa-study ever again. So, expect nyo na magsa-study pa din kayo in work. Then, advice din, if you want something, just be persevered na makamit yung goal mo. Then, moving forward, bit by bit, you'll be in success naman. So, I think that's all.
Ayun, study and persevere. That's our advice from Ariesa. Ayun, Maricar?
Yeah, siguro, final words. If natatakot pa rin kayo after this talk, siguro, ano ba, train natin yung sarili natin na i-reframe yung thoughts natin. Instead of saying, I don't know this, lagyan nyo ng yet. I don't know this yet. I haven't learned this yet. And that's okay kasi marami naman sa inyong coworkers na tuturuan kayo. So, ayun lang. And also, if interested kayo to join Manulife, hiring kami. So, let's visit lang yung developers at manulife.ca. Thank you.
Ayun. Thanks, Maricar. So, key advice naman ni Maricar is that if you're afraid of doing something, maybe there are things that you don't know, so lagyan nyo ng yet. That's a really good advice. So, di mo pa alam yon as of today, but you can study it. Related naman sa advice ni Ariesa, which is you can study and learn them. So, right now, hindi pa, maybe not today, but you'll get there. So, that's a really good advice. Gagamitin ko yan. Steph, on your end?
For me, follow your guts. So, minsan, kailangan mo lang talagang tumalon eh. Tapos, i-correct mo na lang pag nandun ka na. Mag-shift ka na lang. So, parang technology, nag-shift ka, sumusunod ka na lang. Susunod ka so kung ano yung nasa harap mo. And also, may hiring din kami. So, if ever you want to join Paymongo, yan, join na kay paymongo.com.
Ayun. Thank you so much, Steph. So, ayun, big key advice naman ni Steph is to follow your guts. So, just really jump in and then change course na lang if you need to. Ayun. And with that one, we wrap up the panel discussion. Thank you so much again, ladies, for your time tonight. We really hope that our audience learned a lot from you. And we hope to have more women speakers mentors, trainers here in the IT industry. Also, if any one of you, if may mga recommendations kayo no, to become speakers in any Stack League events, feel free to endorse them to us. Just email us at info@stackleague.com. We're always looking for speakers that would also help other folks, other students, professionals to also learn from them. Ayan, and with that one, thank you again, Maricar, Steph, and Ariesa. Now I'm turning over the floor to our host, Isai. Sai? Sai, you're on mute. There. Okay. So once again, thank you, Maricar, Steph, Ariesa, and Haifa for a very insightful discussion that we had this evening. So parang after this talk, parang gusto ko nang maging programmer. Baka may chance pa. So it has been in my college years, I've always thought of becoming a programmer. Tapos along the way, I realized parang ang hirap. Pero may chance pa pala. So baka this is the time. So once again, thank you to our panelists for your time and for the very insightful discussion. All right. So hopefully you guys have gained something in tonight's career session. So for all the women out there, well, even kahit hindi women, people of all of any gender, no, you could really pursue a career in tech. So I hope to see you guys in the industry. Okay. So with that, I would like to announce the upcoming Stack League events for April. First off is the Stack League Mozilla PH Tech Session, Mozilla Common Voice Crowdsourcing Speech Data for Public Good, happening on April 6th at 6 p.m. in the evening. So make sure to reserve your slots. Okay. Next would be Stack League Phil IT Org Tech Session, The Rise of Intelligent Automations, happening on April 13 at 6 p.m. So we have a lot of events in line for you for this coming April. Also in partnership with GDG, Cagayan de Oro. So if there are fellow Cagayanons with us tonight, please join us in our tech session, How to Create a Simple Style Guide for Design Development, handoff on April 20 at 6 p.m. Stack League Angel Hack Manila, Intro to Angel Hack and Community Building on April 27 at 6 p.m. And lastly, in partnership with Coding Chiefs, we will be doing a career session, Roadmap to Senior Programmer, on April 28 at 6 p.m. So plenty of opportunities await for you here in Stack League. Make sure to visit us at fb.com/stackleague/events for the registration details and get the latest updates for our upcoming April events. Also, make sure to earn league points to unlock the challenger levels and receive the prizes. Okay? Get a chance to be our ambassador of the month and be our ambassador of the year. So I think that's it all for our upcoming events this April, and we hope to see you guys in all of our upcoming events. In behalf of the Stack League team, I would like to say thank you to everybody for joining the Stack League Recruitday Career Session Women in Tech. If you don't have a Stack League account yet, make sure to sign up now at stackleague.com, and of course, invite your friends, colleagues, and families who you think should be part of the league. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for joining us in tonight's career session, and I hope to see you guys at the next Stack League event. This has been your host, Isai. I wish you all a good night.